the true villain the Thunderbolts need to worry about. It's his alter ego, the Void. To learn more about the Void, we of course have to learn more about the man behind Sentry, Robert Reynolds. Robert Reynolds, affectionately known as Bob, made his first appearance in Marvel Comics in issue 1 of the Sentry by Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee. From his first appearance, what makes Bob as the Sentry so interesting is that he appears to be just your average guy. In fact, it's made out to seem like Bob isn't even a superhero, but for some weird reason, he has the inkling that he is Sentry, but everything seems a little hazy. Throughout the first few issues in the series, it's made out that Bob is psychologically troubled, noting that he might be making the whole Sentry thing up in his head. Because not only is Sentry arguably
So basically, what I put together is that Sentry is basically like a more powerful Moon Knight. The only difference between him and Moon Knight is that Moon Knight has more personalities, but they're evil traits of a personality. So it's basically the same thing, but he's just more of a powerful version of Moon Knight. So
one of the strongest heroes in the entire Marvel Universe, according to Bob's memory. He predates the first superheroes within the Marvel Universe, including the Fantastic Four. So that begs the reader to question, how is that even possible, especially once Bob reaches out to some of these superheroes, including Reed Richards, who was supposedly Bob's best friend, and the likes of Spider-Man, and they don't even remember who Sentry or Bob is. This again adds to the intrigue of that Bob is mentally unstable, because we know the first superheroes within the Marvel Universe are the Fantastic Four, and if these superheroes don't remember who Sentry or Bob is, there's no way he actually exists, right? However, throughout the series, as Bob reaches out to more of his supposed superhero friends and some interactions between Reed Richards and Doctor Strange, it's revealed that Bob was in fact Sentry and was a superhero before the Fantastic Four. To make things simple, Bob gained his powers after ingesting a serum which gave him the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, making him arguably one of the strongest characters within the entire Marvel Universe. In fact, a lot of people make a direct comparison of Sentry to Superman. And before we get more into the Sentry's alter ego, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe down below to support the channel. But even though Bob is actually Sentry, he still presents as a deeply psychologically troubled person. In fact, I'm anticipating that Bob in Thunderbolts is presented as having amnesia and having psychological issues, as we've seen him in what appears to be an outfit that a patient at a psychiatric hospital would wear. But wielding such immense power takes a toll on Bob's already fragile psyche. In the comics, the Void is often depicted as the dark side of Sentry's power, a manifestation of his fear, self-doubt, and the potential for destruction that comes with his abilities. The more unstable Bob's mental state, the stronger and more difficult to control the Void becomes. So given how powerful Sentry is, you can imagine the existential threat to humanity and really the entire universe that the Void presents. My guess is that the
yeah, because spoilers alert, I'm sorry if you watched it or if you didn't, but this guy is literally so powerful that he literally blacked out the whole of New York. Like the whole of New York was in a void. Like when you think about that, that is actually absurd amount of power. But we're gonna see how it plays out in Avengers Doomsday. I feel like he's gonna get nerfed. Something is telling me he's gonna get nerfed, but if he lives up comic accurately, then it'll be a problem.
Thunderbolts are going to have to come together and figure out a way to contain Sentry, but really the Void, and my guess is through calming him down via his mental state, as most of these characters within the Thunderbolts team are also dealing with their own psychological issues. Of course, this is all probably due to Valentina trying to use Bob for her own gain and somehow manipulating the Thunderbolts to deal with him. If you're excited for this movie, let me know in the comments below, and if you want more
I honestly didn't understand Sentry at first for people who didn't know him. Like I knew him, but I didn't know him comic accurately. Um, the Void is like I don't know if that's gonna be a liability. They're probably gonna use him in like a defense mechanism for like a last like resort. But like, bro, that's such an unreliable like way to look about it because like, what if he just tries to kill everybody at that point? Like, you know, I don't know.